the next two house guests that I am going to review on the boys Big Brother. God, this shirt. I hate this shirt. Are Devin, Shepard, and Hayden Voss. Now, they do share one little connection, and that's their love of baseball bats. Now, Devin Shepard, it's been reported in the media that he played for the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, granted, that was his employer. He was employed by the St. Louis Cardinals, but he never played on the MLB team, the Major League Baseball team. He tells us in the interviews. He says he's a pro baseball player. Yes. A mediocre one at best, he says. But he played on their farm leagues. Their single A leagues. Now, if you don't follow Major League Baseball, then you probably don't get this. But you have your Major League teams. Look at this shirt. Freaking A. God damn it. You have your actual Major League Baseball team. And to build up their talent, get practice and everything, they send their players to the farm leagues, which there are different levels of farm leagues, you know. Take my hometown in Virginia, well, technically West Virginia, because across the state line from Virginia is Bluefield, West Virginia. They have a single A farm league for, well, it was the Toronto Blue Jays. I think they changed it. It was the Baltimore Orioles, that's what it was, because it used to be the Bluefield Orioles, and now it's the Bluefield Blue Jays, I think it is, because they went with Toronto. But these are small town baseball teams, small baseball stadiums. Not many fans go to the game. It's like maybe a step above a high school baseball game. That's pretty much it. That's the team that he played for, not the actual St. Louis Cardinals. And I think we need to get that straight. But he's a single dad. And being from, you know, the St. Louis area, when he was playing baseball, the St. Louis Cardinals, he wasn't, like I said, he did not actually play for the St. Louis Cardinals. But his smile is probably his best feature. I mean, it could stretch the entire length of the Gateway Arch. I mean, and he's a very attractive guy, very, very athletic. And the interviewer said he was a little bit intimidating. Which, when he was doing the interviews, he seemed very nervous. Okay, well, at least one of my other videos just posted. Sorry, I can't see myself. There we go. So you'll see a couple of my other videos that I just did for Big Brother will go up on YouTube in just a minute, because it just popped up on the screen that it is ready to go. But Devin, he seemed very nervous in his interviews. Like he'd never done these types of interviews before. I can't remember if he auditioned or was recruited. Most of the people were recruited. I think he was recruited. Anyway, that's beside the point. He's a single dad. He isn't with the mother of his child. I had posted on Twitter about this, and I got a few responses. I said that my gaydar kind of went off on him. Or my bidar, I should say, because I think he would be bi. And people were like, oh, well, he can't be gay because he is a father. I have friends that are gay, that have kids, and they had them with biological females. It wasn't an adoption. They actually had kids. It is possible for homosexuals to have heterosexual sex. It's just possible. So, you know, how about all these women that find out after so many years that their husbands turn out to be gay? How could that happen? Right? But the reason why I said this was because there's just a very orderly, clean, very humble nature about him. He's very, when I say humble, I mean really, I mean you don't go, if you really want to play yourself up, you would say that you were a pro baseball player. You were the greatest thing ever, and you just were passed over for opportunities. No, he actually says in his interviews he was a mediocre baseball player. He wasn't that good. And just, some of his mannerisms, kind of hint that that's possible. Plus, he says that he wants to go into the house, and even though he's not expecting it, because there's usually only one gay person a year, he wants to align with the gays. He wants to align with a couple of the women and the gays. Because he thinks that because of his appearance, being an athlete, no one would suspect that he would line up with the homosexuals. Now, it's very rare that you actually get a straight guy that's going on this show that says, hey, I want to have a gay best friend in the house. I mean, sometimes it ends up happening, just by, like, Bunky and Kent, and, Nick Voss and Andy. There's some bonding there that can happen. Matt and Reagan, for instance. But it's very rare that someone actually comes out and says, hey, I want to align with the gays. Maybe, Devin is just realizing the fact that, Andy won last year, and Andy's gay, so it might be a good idea to align with gays because they're smart, and they go far. But Devin, the baseball player, with that segue, we head to Hayden Voss, who also likes baseball bats. Now, he likes them up his ass. And how do I know this? Because I watched him shove a baseball bat up his ass. And he seemed to enjoy it. On his YouTube page, he has these weird, quirky videos, because he seems to be a very funny guy. I think he will be entertaining. But in one of his videos, he finds a baseball bat in wrapping paper and goes to his friend, brother, whatever, whoever the character is that they're playing in this video. Goes up to his roommate, whatever this guy is, and is like, "Ooh, tell me what's in this paper." And he's like, "It's clearly a baseball bat. I mean, look at it. It's a baseball bat. Look at the way it's wrapped." And it's so stupid and dumb, but he's like, if you don't tell me what's in this wrapping paper right now, I'm gonna go shove this up my ass. And that's what ends up happening. I mean, obviously he's not really doing it, but that's the insinuation. But his other videos on his YouTube channel, I think his YouTube channel name is a little bit weird. I think it's like Teenage Child or something. It's kind of a weird YouTube channel name, given some of the videos he has. But he does seem kind of immature, so maybe it matches his personality. He is a pedicab driver from California. Now, if you don't know what a pedicab is, basically, he pedals people to and from locations around the beach area. He's like in a bike thing with this thing on the back. It's basically a carriage that you just pedal people to and from places. It sounds like a fun job. Clearly, he doesn't have that much of a style, because it doesn't seem the way he's dressed in the video. Matt Hoffman had made a comment that his hair looks like it has lice in it, and that's about as close of a connection as to Hayden Moss from Big Brother a few years ago. It's very weird that they have such close names, Hayden Moss and Hayden Voss. And Hayden Voss brings up Hayden Moss when he talks about which players in the past that he most respected and most wanted to play like. Hayden Voss really loves Hayden Moss, and Hayden Moss probably doesn't really want Hayden Voss to like Hayden Moss. But Hayden Voss says that he's a ladies' man. Yeah, right. not to be mean or anything, but you do look lazy. You look lazy. You might not be lazy. I mean, clearly you're not lazy if you go for a job, you pedal people around the beach. But I don't buy this whole theory that you're a ladies' man. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. You don't look the part of a ladies' man, and your personality may be funny. You might have a lot of ladies around you laughing and joking with you, but they're not really romantically or sexually attracted to you. I'm sorry. I can't see it. I know Robin Cass tells you in your audition videos and in your cast interview to play up your personality. Just be over the top. Just be fun. Pretend to be someone you're not is basically the insinuation that they give you. They want you to look good on TV. And so Hayden Voss is trying to pretend to be a ladies' man, and I don't quite buy it. Now, he's kind of funny and kind of geeky. So, I mean, that's probably a plus. He says he does not surf, even though he has that surfer look to him, but he skimboards, boogie boards, can't remember which one it was. But he does actually look like a surfer, and I'm fearing that he might go very early on. I really do. I worry about that because even though he's funny, he doesn't quite look the part of the other guys. You know, you got Cody who looks sexy, you have Caleb who looks hot. Derek I'm not sold on. I mean, Devin is hot as hell. He's very attractive. I almost said in Joey, but Joey's a woman. Sorry. You got Zach. Now, Zach reminds me a lot of Dan Giesling. So I guess I will cover Zach a little bit here because I have a few more minutes before this video turns out. Zach seemed like he's a huge caricature character. That's what he's trying to put off. He says he's also a ladies' man. He's going to play the ladies, and he's most likely going to find a showman's in the house. I mean, he's kind of an attractive guy, but he does remind me. He looks like Dan Giesling in a way. I don't know, I'm just getting that vibe from him. I don't think it's going to be the same gameplay. I just don't see it. Now, out of all the other guys, most of the other guys, even Frankie, because Frankie may be skinny and may not have an ass, but Frankie does have some abs there. Frankie is attractive. He's very cute. But Zach, he doesn't have the body the other guys have. He's very scrawny compared to the other men. So I think even Hayden Voss, he may not be the biggest, most muscular guy there, but he does have really good legs. He has to have because of Petty Cap. But Zach, I mean, there's not really much to say about Zach. Other than the fact that he was really trying to get our attention and try to make us believe that he has a great strategy going in this game, that he's going to win. He's a ladies' man, he's going to do showmances. Jury is really out on Zach. I predict Zach might go like week 2. Especially if they do men versus women in this house, and he's not going to really have that opportunity during the first 4 weeks to cement a showmance. Because the girls really don't want to align with the guys because they're on 2 separate teams and they're competing against one another. I have a feeling that Zach's game might be over very quick. He might beat the Nick Uhas of this season, and he's going to go second. But other than that, there's not much to say about Zach. Of these 3, Devin is my favorite, and I really want to see Devin go far.